What's up and happy mental push up Monday, baby. We here. If this is your first time joining, my name is Andrea Fitzgerald. I'm an author, a speaker, and also a person really obsessed with personal growth and development. So each week we get in the gym and we do our mental push-ups because the most challenging and rewarding work that we will ever do is on ourselves. So today, friends, we are going to talk about, hold on, let me pull up my notes, all right? But today, the title of today's mental push-up is Tap In, friend. Tap in. So this message was inspired. I was with the lady who I cry with, aka my therapist, aka Tony Lewis. But yes, I was in therapy this week and I went into session, y'all. I was on myself. I'm telling you, man. I'm talking about I was on myself hard. I was like, oh, I just can't ever get it right and stuff like that. And really the headline for me was I said, I really want to be more emotionally attuned to people. That's what I said. I said it really bothers me, sometimes. And so I go into the session and I'm telling her this, and she would challenge me, and I say, but I've heard this and I've heard that, and that's be like, is that really true? I just kept challenging anything that she would say to me, and she said, here's a thought. Are you aware that you are very other focused? And I was like, So what do you mean by that? But basically what she was saying is that, she said, what's missing here is that we can talk about being emotionally attuned to others. We can talk about being more emotionally intelligent. But at the end of the day, she said, what's missing here is you aren't attuned to yourself. You've got to be attuned and clear internally, so that you can make those conscious decisions, so that you can move from a more integrated place, because when you're not, then a couple of things can happen. And I wrote those things down. When we are not tapped into us, then a couple of things happen. I want to share them with you. So one is, as she told me, and what I discovered is we make unconscious choices. Essentially, we are controlled by the environment. So I don't know if you ever had it before where, something inside doesn't feel right, but you do it anyway. And so, like, when we're not tapped into ourselves, we can make unconscious choices, and we're kind of driven by the environment, and we're driven by those that are around us, versus like moving from a more conscious, integrated place. The next thing is we're out of alignment. So we're really out of alignment with our most authentic and true nature. And so that is something that I recognized when I was in therapy this week, is that just when we're not, like, when you're not clear, then number one, like I said, the choices you are making, but it's almost like you can lose sight of your true nature and who you really are. And so that's what I'm getting back into, guys. So that is the work right now. That is the work right now that I'm in, is tapping back in to me. So I want to share with you a couple of things that I'm doing to do that. So the first one is getting curious. So one thing that I'm continuing to learn, and I know this like logically, but like anything that we feel, anything that we experience, it's neither good nor bad. Even if you get feedback that you don't necessarily agree with, it's just something to explore and get curious about. Because I think the beauty of curiosity is that knowing that things are not good or bad, you're not judging yourself. Like, I know for me, sometimes shame and judgment can keep me in patterns. Like, but because I don't want to look at myself a certain way and I'm judging it, then I won't get curious or even explore the idea. I won't even accept the idea. So just being curious. Be like, oh, I've heard this, or oh, I'm thinking this. Just, it's something to explore. That's it. It's all curiosity. It's not good or bad, y'all. The next thing is, as we think about curiosity, is taking time alone. That was big. That's something that I'm doing, is taking time alone. So the mornings are very, very critical to me. Like, we say this all the time. If you don't fill your cup up, you can't help nobody else. That's true, y'all. Like, that really is. I notice that I'm more grounded. I'm more centered when I have the morning to be, like, just quiet in my space and just like journal, read, meditate, do my embodiment exercises. But that's really helpful. Taking that time alone, it provides me to be more equipped for each and every day. The next thing is pausing to respond. So, as we talk about making more integrated choices, that when we slow down, and y'all, like I told my therapist, I told my coach this week, I said, listen, I know this works. When I slow down, I make very different decisions. I just do. Because I think it gives you that, they talk about in meditation and mindfulness, they talk about minding the gap. But minding that gap between stimuli and response is really critical. But taking that time to just like pause and really think about, okay, what is it I'm feeling? What's going on here? Again, can make a much more conscious choice, and it also provides you another opportunity to tap in. The next thing is really exploring this mind-body connection. So something that I'm considering, or even a little better yet, my therapist challenged me to explore is that mind-body connection. So finding a practice where I can like really tap into what I feel in my body. There's this book that called The Body Keeps the Score. And it's so true. Our body literally tells us a lot of things if we slow down and listen to it. It tells us. I promise it does. Like, you ever had something happen and like you just get the ickiest feeling. Like, I can look back on situations, I'm like, oh, this is off. But yet here we go, continuing down the path because I'm ignoring what really feels true for me on the inside. But our body sometimes can tell us what's really going on. So that mind body connection is critical because what my therapist was sharing with me and is like we talked about, when we're not tapped in, we're controlled by the environment or even other people. So when you are tapped into your body and what you feel, like, oh, I have this feeling in my gut, like it doesn't feel right or whatever, then you can make a more conscious decision from your most authentic self. So I'm exploring that right now, like taking the time to slow down and not necessarily responding, but thinking about, okay, I notice I'm getting triggered. I'm feeling something in my body. Like, what is it about? Again, curiosity. So staying curious about that. Another thing that I'm doing, guys, I'm turning down the social. I'm turning down the social media to hear my own voice. So y'all know I'm a learner. I love learning. It's great. It's fantastic. But what I notice is I am so consumed with YouTube is my jam, really, y'all. I love me some YouTube. I just it's so much information there. But so just turning down like listening to social media, because y'all know I'm the thing that I'm exploring right now is what makes a great marriage. I think success leaves clues, so I want to learn from the best of the people that have that. So but I'm consuming that information all the time, right? And it's got to be time for you to hear yourself. So for right now, so that I am making conscious choices from me and me only right now, I'm taking a break from that. So the only thing that I'm going to commit to right now, I'm going to do my mental push-up Mondays, baby. We still coming, rookie reset, and I'm doing my 3 posts because I got to have social proof because I'm a speaker. But that's it. I'm not scrolling and bowling. I'm not listening to YouTube unless it's basketball because it's mindless and it's nothing that's going to integrate change my life. But it's really just about me listening to myself, me hearing me. So, yeah, turning down the social and turning up my own voice. And then, I guess that's all of them. But essentially, the headline here is when we're tapped into ourselves, we can make more conscious decisions. And as I close out, I think about my time as a teacher. So when I was teaching, they give you a ton of strategies. They tell you how to write a lesson plan. They tell you to do this. They tell you to do it. At the end of the day, it has to be authentic to you. And I found that I was the most successful as a teacher when I was tapped into myself. I said, this works for me. That doesn't. And I moved from that place. And it's kind of the same thing when we think about tapping into our most inner truth. Because just like my therapist pushed me to see that when we are not tapped into, what we got to do is turn the volume down on outside things, external validation, some of those things, because the reality is it's never enough. That's the real. Like, it will never be enough. And that's a whole nother mental push-up. We talk about external validation. But it's really, we've got to tap into our very own voices, because it literally tells us the answer. You know, it tells you everything. The answer, you know, they always say the answer is always inside of you. That's true. I believe that. So it's turning the volume up on our own voice, and turning down the volume of not turning it down, but at the end of the day, like, you know, you can take feedback, you can take outside stimulus and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it has to be a conscious choice from within yourself. You have the answers already, but you got to tap in to make some of those choices that are most aligned to you. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Get out there this week and do those mental push-ups. I believe in each one of you. And as you go out this week, I want you to keep that rookie state of mind with what's that fits. Remember, the level up is in the losses. Problems are a privilege. And yes, you might be new to this, but I know you choose this because you're in this moment right now. And I believe in each one of you. So get out there this week and do those mental push-ups. We out.